Yeah. So, hi everyone. A very warm welcome today to this webinar. I am Ajit from the ICF Pune chapter, and on behalf of the chapter, I welcome each one of you to this webinar. Thanks for finding out the time for this session, and I'm sure you'll find immense value in this session. So, let me start with a question to you. If someone asks you as a coach, why would should I select you as a coach? Would that answer be an easy answer, right? So that's why we are here today, that answering this question to our clients, to our customers, how we can probably have a different perspective, how we can work on it better. Uh, let's discuss this today. So today's webinar is the business of coaching, packaging your value for growth and impact, where we'll explore how the coaches can present their offerings with greater clarity and explain their value to the customers. So we are delighted to have with us PK Narayanan, who is an experienced CEO coach, and he has been working extensively with leaders and organizations since quite some time. So this evening, he'll share with us practical insights and perspectives on the business of coaching part. So before I pass on to PK, just a few housekeeping announcements. Is that let's keep everyone, let's be on mute. We'll be having a Q&A session during the discussion as well as at the end of the session. So feel free to type in your questions in the chat. PK might take up if it goes with the flow, or we are having a dedicated Q&A session later on. You can also raise your hand in the Q&A session. Uh, so this will be around a 60 to 75 minute session. And apart from that, yes, as we said, that you'll be eligible for the RDCCO as well. So that's it from my side. Over to you, PK.
Thank you, Ajit, and happy to be here in the midst of all of you from multiple cities. Today, what we are going to discuss is about one aspect of business of coaching, which is packaging our coaching services. So we will look at some of the possibilities there, how to extract value, how to, first of all, present value, how to articulate value, and then probably we will move forward and see what else we could discuss in the day. So if I were to begin with a question, how many of us describe our coaching offer using the words per session, per hour fee, or number of sessions? If you could just show your hands, I mean, if you are on camera, otherwise you could put your hands up. Yeah. Okay. Okay. And how many of us can describe our coaching offer without using the word per session or per hour fee or number of sessions? Yeah. So we observe that, when we look around and in our own experience also, many highly capable coaches still present their work as a series of sessions. And clients then compare the coaching as a cost, not as a strategic investment. So this is one of the things that we are going to discuss today. A stronger approach is to help the client see the specific context they are navigating and the outcome they want to create, and the structured journey through which coaching can help them, coaching can support that outcome and the value of making that shift now. So as a coach, the question for us therefore is, what meaningful transformation am I equipped to support, for whom, very importantly, and through what kind of coaching journey or the structure? Yeah. A couple of aspects that I would call it a myth that we want to bust straight away. People buy coaching. This is kind of our belief, which is a myth. No. People buy solutions, not coaching. Second, people buy your coaching. You as in a coach, people come to me and they buy my coaching. Another myth. No, they don't buy my coaching. They buy me. And as coaches, they buy you. This is something that we need to understand. They are not buying an ACC, PCC either. They buy you, the person. For example, would coaching done by different ACC coaches be the same for the same client? Imagine if 3-4 of us are coaching a same client, will it be the same? I can see a lot of people nodding no. Why is it different? Anyone can just unmute yourself and tell me why coaching done by different coaches are not the same. Why you feel so?
Different coaches bring their own personality into the session. So
Okay.
it's dependent on what a particular coach brings in.
Okay. Thank you, Biju. Any other viewpoints? Yeah, Kabir.
Yeah, whatever that the different coaches deliver the what, the coach as a person will definitely influencing and surfacing and impacting the client.
Right. Thank you. And Satyanarayan is saying perspective, different perspective, experience. That's what I wanted to establish to start with. People don't buy coaching. So if we think still that people are buying coaching or we are selling coaching, that is the first and foremost myth we need to bust to be successful as a commercially successful coach. Clients don't invest in number of coaching sessions. They don't. Actually, they don't bother whether it is 6 or 8 or 10 or 100 sessions. They are looking for solutions. And they want to see that meaningful shift towards greater clarity, better decision making, improved influence, a more capable self. They are looking for that, a specific context. They are actually not bothered per session. Therefore, those of us who sell coaching by number of sessions, 6 sessions, 8 sessions, we have a great opportunity to relook at that, to create value for ourselves and for our clients. Yeah. Another aspect before I go to the subject or the topic, another aspect we need to understand is that coaching is a skill. Yeah. If I sell it as a skill, it is per session or per hour. I'll repeat. Coaching is a skill, but if I sell it as a skill, I go towards per session, per hour cost. And in due course, I become a commodity. But when I combine me with the coaching skill that I have, it becomes a package. It becomes specific to some segment, some people in the society, addressing certain particular aspects, and that is packaging. Yeah. So now we will go to how we can package and what is the benefits of packaging coaching as a service. And packaging is essentially creating clarity around who the coaching is for, who my coaching is for, transformation that it supports, and the journey that is involved, the structure and whatever, and the value of that journey. Yeah. So I will try to share a few slides that I have. I think once you start seeing my slides, someone can just say yes.
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 Okay, thank you. So from cost comparison to value recognition, this is the first concept that I wanted to communicate today. Client rarely buy 6 sessions, 7 sessions, 5 sessions. They invest in a relevant shift that they can see, understand, and trust. Yeah, that is what they are buying actually, and that is what they are interested in. If it is if the coaching is offered as a loose service, these are my words. I mean, just to create that contrast. So don't get too bothered about the words that I use. You may or may not agree. So just leave it as it is. If it is offered as a loose service, as coaching, my fee is X per session is the general trend. And a lot of large companies, I also work with large companies, it is more or less like this, unfortunately. They have a per session fees and they have multiple coaches working, and that is the way it is. Whatever I am saying today, I am not saying something is right or something is wrong. But we have an opportunity to up our game and to move up in our value chain. So the purpose of today's conversation is to highlight the possibilities that we have and not necessarily to judge what is right, what is wrong. So my fee is X per session. There may be multiple coaches in the market, multiple people servicing. Nothing right or wrong about it. Just the risk is that it is a commodity. Clients just compare cost, not transformation. So somebody charging X rupees per hour session, somebody else Y rupees per session, they go with Y, they go with the bargain, or they beat the X down, whatever it is. That is the marketplace, and that is the mentality or behavior of the marketplace. And this is happening rampantly. Now, coming to a packaged offer. Here is the wording itself, if you can see, rupees X per session vis-a-vis. This is a 6 months journey for a client context. For this, we need to know the client. We need to know the segment. So the underlying premise of today's conversation is that we have identified our niche. And before that, as a coach, we believe we need a niche and we need a specialization in terms of market segment that I am serving. Definitely, today's presentation is not for someone who thinks they can service the entire 140 crores of Indians. It is only for those who believe a particular type of people is what I am going to service as a coach for various reasons. Finding the niche and finding the segment, etc., is a conversation topic for another day. But today's conversation, the underlying premise is that we have identified a set of people that I am going to service. So how would it look like? In my case, it would look like CEOs of companies that are 100 to 2,000 crores. Somebody else, it could be that moms coming back to second innings. I service people who are coming back for second innings. Somebody else, it could be that first-time managers. I do coaching for first-time managers. I do coaching for technical professionals wanting to get leadership roles, like that. A specified, identified group of people. Or I do life coaching for people who are, getting married, for example. I do life coaching for someone else. I do life coaching for people who attend to other people. Like that, so on and so forth. There can be hundreds of niche in the market, thousands of niche, in fact. So once you have identified that, you can package the offer. This is a 6-month journey for client context. Yeah. So we address the specific pain, the clear shift which the client wants. Up to here, he is vocal or she is vocal. In our chemistry session, the first and second boxes are very clearly visible. They tell us what is their pain, and they tell us also what is the future that they are looking for. Now, what comes to our play is how we convert it into a package. And the outcomes they have already, in a way, sometimes they may not be very clear, but we can help them to get it outcome that the client is looking for in this assignment or this engagement, and then create a credible journey and then a visible value. We will see how we can do that. What happens as a result? The gain is that client sees the relevance of this intervention, and they can clearly see the outcomes that sometimes they could see, which they could not see themselves. They could see, we're working with this person, there is a high chance of me, hitting those outcomes. And that translates into investment, not fee, not coaching fee. It's an investment. And logically, they can connect the dots, and emotionally, since the outcomes are very emotional, we are able to connect them to the future that they are aspiring for. Yeah. Shall we keep going? Yeah. Okay. I will take you through an example, just how to package things. An example from my own territory. So this can be for each one of us, depending on our business area, the niche that we have decided, we could create these packages accordingly. See, somebody who comes to me, some of the founders, they have this problem that they want to scale up their leadership impact. This is their problem statement, most of the cases. Business is growing faster than their current leadership model that they are familiar with, resulting in an operational overload. Too much of firefighting, too much of firefighting and operational engagement that leaves them little time for strategy and long-term planning. So the intent of the engagement in most of these cases, let us say this particular case, a founder comes and says, this is my problem. And the intent is that move from founder dependence, founder centric operation to creating a leadership leverage so that people are able to do what he is doing currently. So this is a common problem stated, and the intent also comes quite quickly that this is the way forward. Then the packaging this is that now you have got the context, the current situation, the challenge, and the outcome, the aspirational outcome that the founder is looking for. So these two are generally, we get it in the discovery session, or we need to get it in the discovery session. Now packaging it, clarifying it again. Remember, the competency 3 and the PCC markers, reclarify the goal. So purpose, the expectations, the outcomes, the measures. Remember the PCC markers 3.2, how you measure. So establish those things because they are very much part and parcel of the package. What is that the client wants? What is the purpose? What is the client expectations? And what are the outcomes that client is looking for from this engagement? And how they will know that they have got it. Then because we are so familiar with the segment and because we are so engaged with the segment, we will know what is the shift that they are looking for. So clarifying the priorities, for example, and leveraging, replacing his time with someone else's time. Delegation, these are straight away. And the reviews, strengthening the reviews, because delegation without reviews can be dangerous. So These are the shifts that they want to make. And we may have to embed an alignment and enable proper enablements for that founder in his environment, in his context, so that this stays. That is coaching, right? So this is what you offer, not coaching service. The process is coaching. Yeah. So I will just also complete the package and then open up for quick sharing of in a sentence or so, sharing of what you think and what you are, if you are struggling to understand what I am trying to convey. So the package is clarifying the purpose, the outcomes, measures, shifts that he or she may need to do, and how we are going to embed that in that environment for him or her. The way we present the package, this is another aspect. We say it's a 180 days program. Support on phone, WhatsApp, email throughout the period. There are offline works in between conversations. There is a midpoint review. There is a final impact review. And by the way, 9 coaching conversations of 75 minutes each. Yeah. So this is how probably I am finding huge advantage of packaging our coaching service. Any quick insights or any quick comments?
PK, I have a question.
Yeah, Ramesh.
Yeah. So in this thing, what you just showed, somewhere in the end, you're saying 9 sessions over 6 months, something to that effect. So I noticed that, suddenly this number of sessions and all of that are coming in, though it is, of course, packaged really well in the clarify, shift, and embed thing. But so how do you reconcile what you earlier said, saying avoid sessions, to now saying 9 sessions?
Yeah, that is the structure. That is a coaching journey. So I was saying, don't just say this program. You can your problem is vis-a-vis. Just imagine or contrast this to what normally we end up doing. So you need to move from here to there. We will have 9 sessions and per session X rupees. So the total engagement investment will be so much.
Okay. So it's a package, and therefore there is no negotiation on, can we not do it? The problem I come across when I try to do this is, can we not do it in fewer number of sessions? Those kind of things.
Come
To
again,
bring down the cost.
What is the problem? Sorry.
The client will ask, I do, something similar, obviously not the same in terms of packaging. But when it comes to closure in a discovery call, the client will say, cost is high. 9 sessions, can it not be reduced to 6 sessions? His idea is not to tinker with the package. His idea is to bring down the cost.
Okay. Yeah, stay with that question. We will address that. Yeah, any quick inputs? Biju, Kabir?
Yeah, see, something what I wanted to acknowledge is the few words that you used, because from the discovery session, we do the transform. We transform to a value. We are converting it to a transformational package, transformational value. So it is from that particular value I understand from your talk. The number of session or the cost, it does not become number of session and the cost, because they find the value in that. So this is what I like in what you said, that conversation, the conversion and the translation to an investment as a value.
Yeah. Yeah. Biju?
Yeah, PK, my question is kind of not exactly related to the slide, but something that comes before that. The context being that I'm new into this coaching aspect. So how do you actually get to the place where you're having a chemistry call and you're finding out what the purpose is, what the intent is?
Okay.
How do you actually uh, present yourself or put yourself out there in the market as a package? If you want to kind of do it before the chemistry session, how do you actually put it out there?
Okay. Yeah, I think Biju, it's a conversation for another day because that's about visibility and marketing. Today we are discussing about the person is in front of you, and then how do you package your service? Yeah, so definitely Pune leadership is listening. So probably we may have to have another session on that visibility and lead generation. Yeah, Debbie.
Yeah, hi, PK. Good to see you here.
Yeah,
Um,
Debbie.
uh, I quite like what you said, the value proposition. I mean, I remember in software industry, earlier we started with assess time and material basis, the project cost. And then from there, went into value, overall value, and then you work on whatever required to deliver that value. So, as I heard you at the end, you again mentioned saying that, okay, from point A, you will go to point B or point C, and therefore this many sessions and per session cost is like this. I'm just saying
No,
that,
sorry.
how
Sorry if I
about
may say.
put,
Yeah,
okay,
never say per session is so much. Never
okay,
say lump sum. It is 180
okay,
days
fine.
program and it is X rupees. That's it.
Yeah. I think then as a coach, we take a call saying that, okay, if I have to deliver 7 sessions instead of 6, I should be willing to do that and
Absolutely.
deliver. Therefore,
Yeah,
the previous question of the cost to the client, but the cost has to be discussed or negotiated at a overall price level, not at a session level.
absolutely, Debbie. You hit the nail on the head. Thanks for doing that. So it is never per session, and in fact, I always make it a point that it is not divisible by 9. Whatever I quote
Yeah,
will never
yeah.
be divisible by 9. Yeah, Yogeshwar, please. You have to unmute yourself, Yogesh.
Hi, Vega. This is very useful. I just have one uh, question. So, at what point in time you will prepare this package? So, will it be after discovery call, then you will develop the package, and then again you will have a call with client? How does this happen
In the discovery call.
during the discovery call?
Yeah, in the discovery call. This is what we are supposed to do towards the, in the discovery call.
Okay, but then you already have some background about the pain point through some means.
No, I mean, we start the conversation with that, right?
Okay,
So what is a coaching conversation? What is 3? CC3. So it is like CC3, asking a question, CC3 question. What do you want to achieve?
okay, okay, got it.
Okay, so now we will go to the next slide. This is the purpose of doing the earlier exercise. So the purpose of doing this is that to communicate the value, make the investment logic visible. The fee lands better when the prospect sees the context, relevance, journey, and the impact. The fee is landing better when they can see the impact. Definitely, in a discovery session, we cannot even give an experience of coaching, or we won't be able to give them the experience of how the impact will be generated. So we have a huge handicap there, but we can overcome that to a large extent by packaging the service. So again, coming back to the detail, the current challenge, they have mentioned what it is. Desired future state, you have got from them what it is. If they don't have clarity, you have got the clarity by asking, because you are trained in CC3, you will be able to get them. Yeah, you should be able to get, what is the desired future state in the discovery call. in the discovery session, because that is CC3. Anyway, we are trained on that. Now, then you need to be, this is where, you need to be addressing a set of people, a segment of people, and you need to position, even to answer Biju's question, we need to position ourselves to generate leads. If I am offering my services as somebody I coach, then I am a coach for 140 crore Indians. And intentionally, I am again and again saying that to get the contrast, something that is impossible I am trying to do. So we will miss the bus. We will not be able to get what is going to be the package for them. Because just to give you an example, the CEOs, the package that I create may be very different from the package that I create for CXO. The point, the method is the same, the principle is the same, but contents will be very different. Because the way CEOs consume is very different from the way CXOs consume, very different way the VPs consume, the very different way senior managers consume. So you may have to be on the go. You need to be proficient in addressing that particular market. Otherwise, you will miss the bus. If you don't package, then the option is only per session. So you want to go from here to there? Okay, I think we will start with 6 sessions, and per session you pay me so much. That is the only way left. There is no other way left. That's why probably the easy way we all take. But is it the value? Is it the value that we deserve as a coach? That is the question. And we create value. We create immense value as coaches. And clients get from us what they couldn't get from training. Client gets from us what they couldn't get from reading books, going through podcasts, listening to videos. They didn't get what they got from us through coaching. So there is value. Then where are we missing it? That is the question we are trying to answer here. So create a coaching journey. So even coming back to Ramesh's question, 9 sessions. So the way we can say is that working in similar situations, working with similar founders, I have seen this can be achieved over 180 days. Blah, 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 blah. We will have this, we will have a midterm review, we will have a final review. And from my experience, 9 sessions works well. So when you say like that, they know what they can tinker with and what they shouldn't attempt to tinker with. When a doctor says you need to take 30 days rest, you by and large, you shouldn't tinker with it. That is the expertise that they need to see in us. That is the trust that we need to create in them. And if you don't create it as a package, it is a commodity. It is going and buying from the market 10 liters of diesel. We don't really bother Bharat Petroleum or Hindustan Petroleum. Or we just buy 55 rupee rice, 3 kilos, 5 kilos of dal. So per session is like that. That's what I meant by commodity. So the coaching journey is about structuring that on the go. And we need to have some conviction about it, that we need to be helping the client see this change over a period of time. We are not guaranteeing, by the way, but we are giving our best effort there. That is the understanding that they also understand. Nobody can guarantee anything in this world in this kind of situations. Then outcomes and impacts, again, we highlight that, we articulate that, double check, is that exactly what they want? Again, competency 3, verify, validate, revalidate, and create the investment that is required. And as a tactical measure, not divisible by the number of sessions. Not divisible. This is a tactical thing which will work. Offering is not designated. The underlying principle here is that offering is not designed as a isolated conversations. They are not isolated conversations. There is an undercurrent that runs through the entire thing. It is a package, 180 days, 90 days, 120 days, whatever it be. It's a 6 months leadership partnership focused on shifts required for the client context that they are looking for. Then fee becomes an investment. And fee becomes an investment only when value is clear. Otherwise, it remains as a fee. For the namesake, we can say these 9 sessions will entail an investment of 2,70,000 or 27,000 or 90,000. But it is just a mouth service. I mean, lip service. It doesn't land on them as an investment. Though you use the English word investment, it doesn't become investment until they are clear on the value. What is that they are getting? So the area marked is the package. That is the coaching journey, the outcomes impact that it will create, and the investment required together is the package. Okay, stay with your questions. I will just move to the next one so that it connects with creating a package. So how do we know that we have created a package? The simple solution is the test that I have given at the bottom. Can the prospect understand the offer and say, this is meant for me? Then you have created the package. If you can create this perception on the prospect, oh, this package, it just looks created for me, then we have done our job of packaging. So the 6 questions to ask: is the ideal client profile clear and specific? Is it specific enough? Is it narrow enough? Is it defined well enough? Am I familiar with that space? Am I capable of handling them? Right? And am I emotionally connected to their costs? Am I related? Does it give me joy when they do what they are supposed to achieve? Is there an emotional connect with the profession or with the people that I am servicing? All these are important for creating a package. Is the outcomes impact clear? Is the transformation clearly articulated by me? They may or may not be able to do it, but I need to be doing it. I need to be able to do it. So is the transformation clearly articulated in this discovery session as part of the package? Can the progress be reviewed? Measurable. We will discuss if time permits later, but there needs to be something visible there. Otherwise, they will be lost, we will be lost. So is the progress reviewable, or can it be reviewed visibly? Is the coaching journey easy to understand for them? Are we simplifying and explaining what the coaching journey is all about? Or is it looking like a dark area for them at the end of when we have described it? Is there confusion in the way we are articulating the coaching journey, the structure? So is the coaching journey easy to understand? Simplify. Yeah. And does the value come before fee? Very important. Otherwise, the fee will remain fee. It will never become an investment. So just to conclude, packaging is not making coaching transactional. It is not. And it is not advisory. It is just making the value easier to see, easier to understand, easier to choose, and easier to commit for the prospect. That is packaging, and it works wonderfully once it is done well. So how do we know we have done it well? When we have this in our control, or if we have this, if we are able to go with this formula, you are able to see slide number 3. If somebody can answer, can you see slide number 3?
Yes, PK.
Okay. So if we are able to get a hangover this particular kind of an approach. There could be more approaches, but this is some approach that works. And this works, and it is working for me 13 plus years now. This is 14th year. And I started approaching this with this level of clarity after 2 years into coaching. So 2013 January, I started coaching. I got this level of clarity and packaging and other things. I had a coach. So I had a coach who I worked with her, and then figured out how I can package my services better. And right from 2015, no looking back, this is working. Yeah. Now Ajit, we can take questions, and probably we will be able to respond the way we think it is appropriate. And just coming back to Ramesh, since we parked something for you. Does that make sense? I mean, is it answered already? Because 9 and 6
Yeah,
is not much of a question, but it is way we articulate it. Working with similar situations, similar contexts, all those kinds
Sure.
of stuff, so that they don't question the structure. The success
So it's
of a
clear.
coach,
PK.
the success of a coach. Okay, beyond that particular aspect, the success of a coach is to stay with the structure, because the client has no clue as to what works, what doesn't work, because they are alien to coaching as a process. Even if they had coaches earlier, my coaching is going to be different. So unless we show that conviction, that confidence, and our judgment, our best judgment on what client is wanting to achieve and what it is likely to take at that level, with his level of experience, having understood him or her, that call we need to make. If we are indecisive on that call, if we are 10% indecisive, prospect will be 1000% unsure.
Oh. PK, I have another question, if I may.
Yes, Ramesh.
Somewhere towards the end, you said that it is not. Yeah, you said it is not advisory. Can you clarify what you meant by that? Packaging is not advisory.
Yeah, we are not packaging an advisory service, I meant. Because even in consulting, it may look like they are having a challenge and they want to reach somewhere, or they want to achieve something. As a consultant, you are working with them and reaching there. That also, the process may look the same, but our service is different from consulting service. Therefore, I just made that differentiation there, so that we don't get it. We don't misunderstand what I am trying to say. The process may look similar, because the consultants also create packages based on outcomes. Coaches also need to create packages based on outcomes on a particular client situation. But the process there is consulting. The process here is coaching.
PK, I have another question. Sorry to dominate. Please, I'll come back later if there is time.
Yeah, so I mean, you can go ahead, Ramesh, and then we'll open up the floor to questions from others. And I would also request others, for whoever is possible, to switch on their videos, and they can either type it in the chat or maybe raise their hands for the questions. Go ahead.
Yeah. Also, Ajit, if you can help with any of the questions that have already there in the chat, because I am not checking the chat. Yeah. Yes, Ramesh.
Yeah. Thanks, Ajit. Thanks, PK. So my question is that I've come across coaches who their understanding of this package is they have some standard 5-6 different things. For communication, they'll have a package. For first-time manager, they'll have a package, and so on and so forth. And they offer everything, and it is a standard fee, and it is a standard number of sessions. and they say, for you, I'll slot you here, and you need to take this package, kind of a. It's like a product which is available, and they fit the product on the person who's sitting opposite, depending on predominantly what this guy is looking for. So, what's your take on that? Because I always do customized, depending on what each. Of course, my clients are senior, so you can't really put all these packages on top of their head. So, I just wanted your view.
Again, it's those practices. If it is working for those coaches, it is well and good. That's why there is no right or wrong here. But whether as a coach, am I meeting my own potential? Am I unlocking the potential of coaching that I can do or I can offer? Is the question we need to ask. Or are we limited by those packages that is done at some point in time? Probably they are also reviewing it from time to time, giving that benefit of doubt to them. It limits the potential, because if it is one-on-one coaching is never similar in terms of context or scope or where they want to go. Even if it is stated similar way, it is not the same. So value is in tailoring the package to the person sitting in front of you. That is doing full potential justice to our profession as well as our potential, our own potential. This we don't need to do for the client per se. This we can also look at doing it for ourselves. Am I maximizing my potential? Am I optimizing what I can do for the client? And it can come from that angle as well, the package. So ready-made packages, I think it has its own limitations, in my view.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, because some of the questions are related to the process, like, how do they share this with the client, and how to do it in terms of slides or verbally, or maybe if you can just throw some light on that.
Okay. So we need to verbally, we may have to indicate what is the package is going to be, followed up with an email with a write-up, maybe a single page, 1.5 page.
Okay. I think Vijay has raised his hand.
Yeah, thanks, PK, for the session. One question that is coming to my mind after seeing that slide. You said WhatsApp support, phone calls, and all those things, and then there are the coaching sessions. So I guess that would be throughout that 6-month period, anytime they can reach out to you. Now, in your experience, have you ever come across that during those calls of WhatsApp support, they ask your question, which tends to go towards a mentoring line or maybe seeking an advice rather than coaching?
See, they will ask the question that they want. It is up to us how to approach it. So, of course, the clients reach out, something that is burning for them. They just want to just flush out certain things then and there. So these are 5-10 minutes, or sometimes even 15 minutes, or even sometimes, even if it takes a little more time, that's what we are committing, because we are interested in their journey, not on the session. This mindset we need to shift from our own mind, because somewhere it has landed on us that coaching session is where you perform, and your performance is just limited to that time, whatever 40, 60, whatever minutes. It is not so. We are a partner to our client once he has signed up with us, he or she. They have put their trust on us, their life on us. So even our mindset has to shift, saying that I am available to you the entire contracting period. And then only the package has relevance. Otherwise, the package has no relevance. And the question specific that you asked, it is up to you what you want to. They will ask the question that is burning for them. They will ask the question that is relevant for them, as in a coaching conversation as well. Even in a coaching conversation, they may ask questions that is burning for them. So it is up to us how to respond.
Yeah,
And I remember one particular conversation, Vijay. Somebody called up, one of my clients, MD of a company. He called up around 9:20, 9:30 in the night. He called, PK, I need immediate, some help from you. Can I speak to you? I said, okay, fine, go ahead. So he explained some specific situation that he is in, and it was a soup. So I asked him a question. I don't even remember what I asked him. I asked him a question, and he said, okay, PK, I got the answer. Thank you for this. He kept the phone. So he didn't even answer my question. I just asked a question that came up when he explained the situation. So I remember that was just maybe some 40-50 second or maybe a minute call, one of the shortest calls that I have had. So it could be many things. We should be mentally prepared that we as a coach, we are not a performer on that session. We are available to our clients throughout, and we price it. Nothing to stop us from pricing ourselves, but demonstrate the value. They will pay. Willingness to pay is in the market, but the problem is, are they seeing value? That is this entire conversation about today. Yes, Parul. Oh, before that, Dharmesh is there? Sorry, I missed Dharmesh.
Thanks, PK, for a very crisp and clear presentation. Just had a question on the expectations, outcomes, and the measures, right? Just taking forward the example of a CEO, right, in terms of the delegation skills or in terms of preparing the next level of leadership. What would that outcome or the measures would look like, and how have you gone about the conversation on that?
Yes, Dharmesh. If somebody tells like that, what will be some of the measures that comes to your mind?
Yeah. So from the delegation perspective, it is the things that I do right now. What are the things that the next level is able to take it up? And the other thing would be the time it saves for me.
Okay. Here, is it over, or Dharmesh, any other thoughts on what could be the measure?
No, there can be many,
Okay.
but yeah, I just wanted to know from your experience.
Okay, top of the
what
mind.
has worked for you.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Still, delegation is a process, so we can try to make the measures on the outcome. See, for example, if he says I'm suffering operational overload, so naturally you may ask questions as to how much and what and all that. So they may say 200%. I am working 14 hours every day, and out of that, totally almost all of that is operation and all that. They will, of course, share their grief. You can take them to an aspirational future where you ask them, how much time would you like to spend on operations and how much time you would like to spend on strategy? That's a measure. Similarly, if you think through the outcome, the measures needs to be on the outcome, not on the how. Because the how we will take them through, whether it is delegation, reviews, all those things that were there in the middle, the structure or the shift, they will not have much idea of the shift. They would have heard from multiple sources, delegation, and they may not have a clarity on, even if you try to generate in discovery session, it will just go over the head like a bouncer. So what they can see is outcome. What is emotionally they are connecting with is outcome. If the outcome comes without delegation also, they won't mind. But we know that there is a path or there are few paths, but they don't bother. If the outcome can come without delegation, why not? So I'm explaining this only to not to get caught in the method or in the path. let us not get stuck on the path. Path can be multiple. The destination, the outcome, what they want to. Yeah. So always try to measure. So in one of the cases, 1800 crore company, a CEO, the intent was somewhere in these lines. And he reported back after working together for 90 days. He reported back saying that he has saved 12 hours a week. That is a very visible outcome, isn't it? Measurable outcome, isn't it? 12 hours, he said that 12 hours I have saved. So we were work in progress still. So where I am coming from is that we may have to think outside our some of the constrict that we have, that coaching is qualitative and certain things cannot be measured. I am not an advocate for ROI and for anything and everything there needs to be an ROI. I am not an advocate for that. But there needs to be simple measures. If there are no measures, we don't know whether we are in the right direction or not even. So we need to have some simple measures, some simple things to indicate that we are on the path. That you may have to pick up and verify with the client, and client will choose. Of course, client will choose.
Yeah. Thanks, PK. Helps.
Yeah, thank you. I think there was somebody.
Parul had raised her hand.
Parul, yeah.
Are you there, Parul? Oh, okay, then Yogeshwar had raised his
Yeah, Parul is there. Parul, are you ready to
Hi.
ask? Yeah.
Hi, PK Narayanan. I met you in the ICF Bangalore. Remember me?
You have switched off the video. So how do I?
Sorry.
No worries. Yes,
Sorry.
Parul, tell me. Yeah.
I am into a relationship coaching, and my question is, in relationship coaching, the people misunderstands me. Their approach are in a wrong way. So I positioning myself. They are
Can you
not
explain a bit more?
means they are not understanding into what is the relationship coaching. Their purpose are very wrong. Means their approach from me sometimes.
See, they don't need to really understand what is relationship coaching. If I am a client coming to you, Parul, I need to have a problem that I am facing. Otherwise, I will never go to anyone, isn't it, for that matter?
No, they have a problem, but
Yes.
when we met and their approach are wrong. Means
Right. But what do they also indicate where they want to go? What is the desired?
yes,
They do.
but in a wrong way sometimes.
A wrong way in the sense?
In the sense they directly means into in a personal level.
Yeah, they might be stuck on certain things that are not working. That is why they are having the problem in the first instance. So coaching package is not about discussing methods in the discovery session. I come back to that point that we clarified earlier also. Don't get into methods or solutioning in the discovery session because it will fall flat. We don't know them enough. We have not known them enough. We don't know who they are. And in a chemistry session, it is too risky to look at process methods or look at what they need to do.
Okay.
So in the chemistry session, it is all about where they are, where they want to go, and what are some of the things that we may have to look at together. Yeah. So that is why I said, let us not focus on delegation as one of the solutions in the first session, because even if I am the client, I will check if I can go there without delegation. Why not? At that point in time, all options are open for them. And no options are clear for us. So my request to you is that it is too early to compare the methods or what they are doing and what you probably think they need to do. And that is
Okay.
also coaching sessions which will follow. So before that, you need to create a package value where working with you, they will be able to figure out what is the right way.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
my pleasure, Parul. Yeah, Ramesh?
Yeah. This word delegation, which repeatedly came up, PK, sparked something in me
Yeah,
that sometimes clients love these things. They want to these things. I want to become a better delegator and these kind of things.
right.
So how does one avoid getting into the trap of teaching them delegation or training them on delegation and still stay in coaching mode?
See, this is where sometimes the clients may be under an impression that they need to do something. But we might have to ask still the CC3 question. That is, what it will lead to. What is that you want to achieve?
Okay. Sure.
And always, lead the client to what they want, not so much on how. In the discovery session, I am saying.
Sure.
In the
Sure.
discovery session, if we go to how, we will get stuck.
Got it. Thank you.
Ajit, any other questions?
I'm just checking. I'm not able to find any questions. Maybe if someone wants, they can just raise their hand. We can just take last couple of questions. Yeah, Satyajit.
Hi, PK.
Hi,
There's a side slough because I've
There is an
done
echo. There is an echo. We are not able to hear properly.
Am I audible now?
There is an echo from somewhere. Do you have two speakers on?
Yeah, I put a screen at the top. Okay, now it's audible?
No, again.
There's an echo. Can you maybe type it in the chat?
Yeah, I'm typing.
You may have to mute one of them. Okay, meanwhile, anyone else?
Yeah, there's a question. How do we handle if the client doesn't commit to the needed work during 6 months and that affects delivery of the outcomes?
That is again discussion for another day. It's about coaching.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should we venture to answer
So,
that? I think we will derive maximum benefit from packaging today's topic. Is that okay, Ajit?
yeah, sure. Satyajit, can you just type in the question, or if you have muted the other uh, device, you can ask as well.
Here, Avantika here. I have a question. I'm a new coach. What will be your advice in terms of what should I look at in the client? I'm a leadership coach. I want to use strength-based coaching. What should I look in the client when I start full-fledged as a coach?
And when you call yourself leadership coach and strength-based coach, which part of the organization structure you coach in terms of hierarchy? Have you identified any particular?
So since I've recently started, right now I'm doing middle management, but I want to scale up and go, of course, only to the leadership, which is the senior management. So how should I progress? Basically, is the question.
Yeah. So the first response will be to start where you want to go bigger, because you need to get used to their ways and they need to get used to working with you. So if you want to serve somebody in future, better start as early as possible, that particular segment. So that is just an observation. What we need to look at them, nothing in particular. We can definitely look at whether they can pay. No, on a
Right.
serious note, whether what are they really struggling with and where they want to go, and whether strength-based coaching will help them achieve that. That you definitely need to check.
Right.
Yeah.
Any quick advice? I'm a new starter. What would you advise? How should I start?
Come
In
again,
terms of
Avantika.
looking for the, how should I start? I'm starting afresh. How should I
Ah.
start? Where should I look for clients? Any advice? Anything? Any suggestions?
See, again, marketing and lead generation is a different topic, but fair enough to
Yeah.
say, Avantika, the low-hanging
Yeah.
apples are your own network, your friends, your family, where you can say that, see, I have started this coaching. As a result of this, they will get this, 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 and this. If you know somebody who will get benefited, please refer.
All right. Thanks a lot. So referrals is what you're saying might help me.
It is the lowest hanging apple, but you can't ignore other aspects because since you have embarked on a journey as a coach, you need to generate leads from strangers. So in due course, so you need to work parallelly on that. But at the same time, to keep the cash counter running, you have to focus on referrals.
Sure. Thanks for replying. Thank you, PK.
All the best, Avantika. Best wishes.
Thanks. Thanks a lot.
Yes, Satyajit.
PK. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. So PK, I mean, what since my focus is on legal and the government field, I see a lot of identity issue, and then they shifting to the training part. They want a training to change their mindset and all. So should I, when there is no question of coaching because they are understanding teaching and training, so should I change my approach or should I go with the training and then entering into the coaching?
Okay. Again, slightly unrelated for the topic today, but probably that is a larger question. It's about the awareness, lack of awareness rather.
Yeah.
And there we may have to take some approaches which might probably see the light because educating what is coaching, what is not coaching, etc., not going to cut any ice with anyone. You may have to find a couple of champions. I mean, if amongst the legal fraternity, if you can get a couple of them to go through this coaching and who will trust you, who will take the risk and try to understand what coaching can do for them. And those champions we need to create, and they can speak to people who are close to them and create awareness slowly. If the entire community is sold on entire community is sold on teaching and training, they will take some time to move what to do.
Correct.
So it might be a lengthy process, but we may have to create some champions, local champions.
So it's like creating a pilot champions and take the testimonials and then promote it, right?
Not even testimonials. They have to tell people that this works very well. Because even testimonials have a limited impact in those circumstances.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, Rajiv.
Yeah. Thank you, PK, for a wonderful session. My question is related to one of the slides that you have shown on 6 questions. And one of the question in that was to communicate the transformation value to the client during the discovery session. So I'm curious to ask, how do you communicate the transformation value as a coach to the potential client?
See, the transformation we need to articulate in a manner in which client confirms or reconfirms. See, for example, somebody said, it is operational overload. I'm working 12, 14 hours a day and still I'm not able to address long-term issues and strategic issues. I'm caught up in operations. So the transformation there is that he is able to take his pedal off operations and push the strategy long-term pedal according to his requirement. And we also know for a business that is needed. So we create that transformation in a manner in which he can understand. So we can ask a question, something like, what, like I asked earlier, something similar. What would be a right balance, according to you, between your time spent on operations and long term? That is a transformation he himself will see, because while answering that, he is seeing the transformation. What is the right balance you think you need to have? And when it comes, you see, for a company of this size, wanting to go to a company of that size, do you think that is appropriate? So in order to bring that balance, what is standing on the way? PCC marker 3.4.
Okay.
So that is how you articulate the transformation value. And when he goes through that process in the discovery session itself, he also, somewhere the credibility, the trust, everything is growing. So that is why I am again encouraging every one of us to stick to one part of society. I cannot ask this, for example, like Parul said, if a couple come to me, I will not be able to ask transformational questions to them, because I am not used to that. But you bring a CEO, 9 out of 10, 99 out of 100 times, I will be able to do that. And when you do that, they get credibility, their trust levels are increasing, their relevance for me is increasing. They are never going to negotiate on the package. Never. That is where they will answer that question, that test question that I put. Is this solution for me? That question, if they are answering yes, we have done our job.
One follow-up here, PK, is in coaching, when we speak about transformation, we often refer to the person part of the problem, right? So is there any scope of addressing that also while we are talking about transformation? Or do we only talk about problem and the solution, possible solution?
Yeah. Another myth. Even the PCC markers and the ICF, process always gives importance to what also.
It does.
Not just the who.
Okay. So the emphasis is on the what.
Yeah. So now, so therefore, we need to be clear here that we don't get overly mesmerized by the who and ignore the what, because that is not coaching even. Now, that is not anybody going to buy anyway. Now, if he, through coaching, he is learning ways to trust people, ways to delegate and review well, and align his own team better, and therefore saves that 12 hours per week. What would you call it? He has changed, or what has changed? Or both?
Yeah. Yeah, sounds like both.
Yeah.
So
it is both.
Okay.
That is why that embed. That embed is for changing the who.
Okay. So you're saying change the what to impact the who, rather than what we normally understand, what you call as a myth, that change the who to impact the what.
It can happen either way. With awareness, they may change the what, or sometimes when they keep doing something differently, the who also may change. Human mechanism is very complex, and we shouldn't be bottling it to what and who and overly get academic about it. I think human mechanism is so complex. I think you go with the intent of helping them move from here to there, the whats and the whos, everything will change. That is the power of coaching process. Whether what changes the who or who changes the what, anyway, one cannot definitely in a coaching session itself, it's not linear. It can happen together, it can happen one after the other. Let it happen the way it happens. We are okay. For learning, it is all very important. While learning the coaching, the who and what and monitoring it, relevance, etc. It is like driving. When you when you are learning driving, even once in a while you will even look at the pedals. Which is brake pedal, which is clutch, etc. So which after which, etc. matters. But once you have started driving well, it becomes automatic, and you don't bother too much about what is first, what is last. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing your point of view.
My pleasure.
Yes, PK. So I guess if you're not reading the chats, many people have wrote about the session as insightful. That's the most repeated word in the chat. Insightful. Lot of clarity, lot of doubts removed, and I think there are many people who might have not shared or not asked, but they have given their thumbs up, and a lot of reflection time this session was.
Thank you.
So. So thanks a lot for your time, your insights, and patiently listening and answering to all the questions. There are a lot of hearts you can see, a lot of appreciation for you. Thanks on behalf of everyone who has attended the session today. And I would also like to thank everyone who has attended from all over, all parts of India, not only Pune. Appreciate your time, and we would like to share that we keep on having such sessions every month. So please follow our LinkedIn page of the Pune chapter of ICF. And amazing. So I mean, before we end, I would there are two things we need to do. One is take a picture together, maybe a thumbs up, and uh, can we everyone come on the screen for the picture? Thank you. Just a second. Yes, thanks a lot. And before we close on, I would like to invite Vijay, who is our chapter president, for the closing remarks. Over to you, Vijay.
Well, nothing much. Thanks a lot, PK, for an insightful session. And today we broke the records. Almost like I was checking, 74 participants joined. Okay, and quite a lot of people stayed till the very end. So that speaks volumes of the subject and the creator. Okay, so thanks a lot, PK, and we hope that you'll keep on coming. And now we take it to the next one. Whatever questions that we could not answer and that warranted a separate session, we will come up with that particular session at a time that is convenient to you. Thanks a lot to each one of you for making your time possible for exploring these sessions. And maybe I think, Ajit, you will roll out a feedback form so that we can understand from the participants as to what more they would like to have, so that we can think in terms of sessions like these. So do reply back to Ajit. We'll greatly be indebted, and so that we can come up with more such sessions and more such value. Thanks a lot, each one of them, for making it for the session. Thanks a lot. Thanks,
Thank you
PK,
very
again.
much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.